Hello everybody. It's loud. I could be doing a demo review of my gameplay. I was playing Chen in, what was it, 7.39e, I think, if I'm wrong. And I'm wrong. I was playing Chen in an unranked game with my friends, and I think I did pretty good. I also made a lot of mistakes, so I feel like it's some stuff to talk about, but I haven't done this in a while. I've been very sad, I've been very sick, there's like a lot of stuff that's happened that we don't need to get into, so I just want to do something like this. So I'm playing Chen. We've got okay draft. We have like a Viper off lane, which is decent. We don't necessarily have like a traditional like lineup of like a front to back thing, so I was a little bit worried. And their lineup is a little bit crazy. I think they went for a core like pos 1 clockwork with the like chainmail facet. Just going for like the, hey, if they don't kill me in like 50 minutes, they're never gonna kill me. Which, you know, I kind of respect, but they've got a kind of a early game, you know, as soon as they're almost come up, they're going to be fucking annoying. So we had a little bit of a time crunch on our hands. In the early game here, I like to position my Seta in one of these spots at the start, just to track and invade. I didn't see any of them coming to like contest. I was a bit worried about them having an invade because they've got some really strong like stuns right at level 1. But they didn't like go here. I was just here as the sacrificial lamb. Colombe is crazy. He just goes for the most greediest plays, so we actually end up getting like 3 runes, which is kind of cool. For the longest time I've been running the troll facet because 1, you have a net at level 1, and then 2, at like later on you can use it to like split push by like summoning the skeletons and like getting towers, and especially if I'm playing like unranked games like on my own, people don't like to push towers, and the games drag on, and like you kill 4 people and then people go back to farming, and it's like cringe. So being able to just go to a tower and snap your fingers and it dies was kind of nice. But ever since they've added the new talent, level 10, 150 convert attack speed, I've just gone back to using the mana burn creep, which is like, if you want just the best option, the mana burn creep is like the best. I've spent like the early game here just like throwing a couple mana burns at the tiny. I take the E level 1, the divine favor, to help with like trades and stuff, and then when like I need to be like, all right, I need to actually start harassing these people, I can't be half-assing it in 2 lanes, I bring the mana crate back and then poke with it. I realized like at a certain point that my mana burns aren't very effective here, because Lion can always just steal mana from us or the creeps and then give it back to the Slardar, but it's mainly just there for the damage, because anytime you burn the mana you also do a bit of damage based on how much mana is burned. And it's also just a distraction, like if they're focusing on the mana creep, they're not focusing on the carry, so it's more just a bunch of noise. I tend to go to the same kind of starting items, and I go like into Magic Wand, Bassy, and then I build a drum pretty much every time. But I'm trying out using a Quelling Blade here, just because like I saw a video of like Dubu using it, where like you pre-cut a lot of these trees up here, and a lot of like good position 4s will kind of just hide in those trees and poke in and out and right click. And if you clear all those trees, then you can zone them pretty well. But this Lion wasn't doing any of that. He was just sitting in the lane, standing next to his Slardar. If I was playing Undying, these would be great like double drain like hits right now. But like, so I end up not getting too much use out of the Quelling Blade and end up selling it later. But we have this little bit of unity right now of, oh, I can burn his mana and he can drain mine. We're mana friends, yay! So a lot of this is just the like the other game where getting annoyed at Lion having mana burn, I mana burn him back, we try to fight over denies and stuff. They're about to get Lotus. I don't think I can contest this. I think if I walk up to get this Lotus, I get killed. So just like doing these little skirmishes and such. Like after this interaction, I was like, okay, no, like I can't, now that he's actually put points into his like mana drain, I don't think I can do too much, so I sent the Satyr on their way to go contest the water runes that spawn at 4 minutes, because Tiny is running Bottle, and Guru, our mid player, doesn't like building Bottle. So what we're going to do is have Guru kill that top water rune, and then I kill the bot water rune, and this kind of helps so the crash landing damage is somewhat mitigated, because it's got a bit of a mana cost to it. And then in the process, I'm just like back to trading. So I'm just lining myself up here to like pull this, and then turn off my brain, and then go break this. Because it's hard to do 2 actions at the same time, so it's good to like queue up 2 things. There we go. Killed that thing, and then back to doing the laning stuff. Also, my skill build is a little bit unconventional. I don't actually take Holy Persuasion until level 3, and the reason why is, generally speaking, if the person playing pulse 4 in the enemy team is doing their job right, I'm not going to get access to the small camp for a good portion of the game, especially if there's someone like a Clockwork or a Lion or a Ringmaster or a Shadow Demon or whoever who could pretty easily just muscle me out in the early game, like the level 1 to level 3 game. Like, some situations I can penitence and just right click them, so that like taking penitence allows us to like fight more. I like to take divine favor because in this situation where Slardar is just gonna all in bash someone, I can throw my E onto our carry, which I didn't actually do in that exchange, and they get like +5 extra armor. Also, there's in this aura you're getting a little bit of extra regen. I chuck on the E onto my carry, see there. They also get 5% healing increase, which means if they're eating a tango, they get 5.6 extra healing, which isn't that much, but it's more of a thing that scales up later. The main thing out of that is the +5. If there's any trade happening, just putting like the armor on whoever is involved is going to help mitigate a lot of the damage. So a lot of this is doing these small trades, distracting with a Sailor, pulling. The Lion isn't doing good in terms of blocking camps. I don't think they've even bought any wards. They're rushing Hand of Midas, GG early game basically. So like, yeah, I'm able to pull this, I'm able to grab a wave here, which I did totally on purpose, totally intentionally. Just grabbing this wave and then making this thing here. I totally didn't like harass with the mana burn and aggro on accident. And just give some like space for Columbe to get last hits and stuff. Oh, nice. And I got the Harpy. Harpy Stormcrafter, great in the early game. It's got the little zap. Got a little trade here going on. Throw the Penitence. The Penitence adds a move slow and the attack speed. I think they're just out of range. Yeah, that's unlucky. Oh, wait, no, we got him. Yeah, we got him. Did he... Wait. Did he only just get that Earthspec? Wait, can I not... Oh, yeah, he didn't have the mana. The mana burn creep really carried that. If we wouldn't have gotten that kill if it weren't for the mana burn creep, because otherwise he would have been able to disengage with the Earth Spike. Oh yeah, I just deny my creep here, just because it's gonna die anyway, and the converts can respawn. Also, the fact that the converts, like, you just have like a creep on hand at any given time that can respawn is really nice, because like later on in like the mid game, I can like have my aura creeps that I've picked up from camps like following me around, and then I can go send a Satyr on like another lane to go push and give me some extra money, knowing well that like if it gets killed by an enemy hero, it doesn't matter, it's gonna respawn. And like I was doing that a little bit before with the summoners, but it was a bit like of micro work because I had to like make a control group for all the skeletons and then attack with the skeletons and move them along the lane and stuff. But then like during the TI where like everyone was doing zoo, and that was a great time for me. It was basically like a buffet of Chen games to watch. It's like, oh, they're not playing Chen, but they're buying Helm Dom on all these characters. It was great. It was basically a Chen game. I could just like see them just sending the creeps just off on the lane. I'm like, it kind of clicked for me a little bit more. Like, I should just be doing that all the time with my convert. It like respawns, especially once it becomes the other Satyr, the Satyr Tormentor that like can push lanes pretty well. 60 lines able to just regenerate all his mana from the range creep. I don't even know why the range creep has a mana pool, to be honest. But I've got this, which is the evil early game lineup with the Harpy and the Satyr. And look, I don't want to let you bad time to pause all the units standing in the exact same spot, so it's hard to click. Let's appreciate this for a second. The Harpy Stormcrafter, we have a Crystal Maiden on our team. I didn't know until this game, and I checked. I didn't realize that Arcane Aura applies to allied creeps. It doesn't apply to like the lane creeps, it's just allies. So like, yeah, the melee creep is getting my Mana Aura and Bassi Aura from my like Satyr. But like the Harpy, like, we've got like the Bassi Aura, we've got the Satyr Aura, which by the way still has the icon of the Hill Troll Priest, because that's where the Mana Aura originally came from before it got given to the Satyr Mindstealer. They still haven't changed that, but I mean, it's not the biggest thing, honestly. It's just kind of funny that like, hey, it's the Satyr Aura and it's got the aura of a completely different guy. But this Harpy is getting 6.1 mana a second, and it's got a 60 mana cost Chain Lightning. Like, this Chain Lightning, like, you can zap it a couple times, like 2, maybe 3 times, and then you're out of mana and you're like, crap, well, this is over. But like, with these mana regen auras, like, I can zap this like every 10 seconds for free, basically. It's like, by the time every 10 seconds I get another 60 mana, it's kind of funny. So if they don't like pressure this, like, I'm just throwing in the mini Zeus, just like, this Slardar is not having a great time. He's got Strength Treads and a Bracer right now. We're also getting invaded. The Pulse 1 Clockwork has come down. Klombe's not allowed to die. I actually just got my Hand of God for this fight. We get the Slardar kill. Do we get the Clockwork kill? The slow from the flare. Am I gonna get the little lightning? And Klombe uses his ult to close the distance. Nice. Close the distance. Also, Klombe loves that voice line. Call an ambulance, but not for me. No, the Harpy died to the range creep aggro. Sag. We got the value out of it. We got like 2 kills, I think. Yeah. I get my level 3 Holy Persuasion. I can now grab the fun creeps. We're having a fun time down here. They are going to remember this, so there will be a couple people down bot still. Clockwork came back. This was the Pulse 1 Clockwork, by the way. They don't have like a traditional carry. Closest thing is like their Slardar, and they're tiny. They just drafted a lot of like support abilities. I also grabbed this Ghost creep, which is quite nice. A nice like level 1 creep to have. And this will be quite useful in a second. So at this point in the game, where my carries had a couple kills, you know, they're doing pretty well. I got 3 kills. They would be getting their like farming item. I would then leave lane so they can get solo XP and they can start farming camps and stuff. And, you know, by the time I get my level 3 Holy Persuasion, I want to go off to the jungle, grab some creeps, maybe gank mid, maybe gank top, go for the first like T1 tower. But they aren't giving up. They still got like 3 people sitting down bot right now. And they want to kill Klombe. He's not only killed them and wounded themselves physically, but he's wounded their spirit. And look at the action here from this Ghost. It has a 25% move slow at level 1. This level 1 version of the creep. Also, look at that, plus 19 from Holy Persuasion. Nice. It is slowing Slardar. The move difference, especially since Spectre moves faster with the Spectral Dagger. Let me like rewind that a bit. Look at this Slardar. He's like, alright, this is time. We kill him. I meet someone. I kill them. They die. And he is not able to run away. Oh. And he lives. So it's like slowly losing mana. Mana isn't a problem. Hey, and I get my Satyr Tormentor now. I've got the level 4 Holy Persuasion. I'm low on mana. I could put my magic one, but I want to save that for if they go on me. I always try to hold on to my one charge. It's a little bit too long, just in case I don't have the mana for a Hand of God. Because I am against like Lion that's got like mana drain, and Clockwork Cogs also burn mana. Usually Clambe likes to play Medusa, but I think he didn't play it because of the potential mana draining later on. Throw down some wards here in case there's any like big rotation, because there's still people sitting bot. I was expecting they go back and forth, maybe take the portal, so I warded here just in case. I kind of just sit in here. I think at this point Slardar may have gone off into the jungle to catch up, and Clockwork is like tagged in as the offlaner here. This was a big mistake by me personally. Like, okay, if you're playing like a Pudge or a Wind Ranger or a Soldier Team Fortress 2 and you see an opportunity to land a predict hit like an air shot, you go for it. And that's stuck in my brain, sadly. So what happened here is I saw an opportunity to throw a Hadouken, the Shockwave, but it's a Hadouken, at people going along, because that gives the funny brain chemical. Oh, and I hit them both, and then I immediately had the regret of, fuck, I just revealed to them that I have vision of both of them. And then here they're like, wait a fucking second. And then they kill that ward, and if we kept that ward there, that would have been very helpful for what is about to ensue. But yeah, that was a mistake on my part, but I did get an air shot in Dota 2, so yeah, it's worth it. I didn't get to pop my Hand of God, but it's worth it. So they've thrown a lot of ultimates. They've got their power spike here where they've drafted a lot of support picks essentially, and they all have their ultimates and they can chuck them at everybody. But we're having the whole fucking, like, the whole barnyard is down here. It's an absolute slaughter. It's a disaster. Like, they saw the Spectre had 4 kills and wasn't dying. Not only that, but I was also constantly mana burning them and being annoying. And they were just like, fucking kill the Spectre. Yeah. So I TP mid because going back bot I feel like is a problem there. And I'm like, alright, let me secure the power room so Tiny doesn't come back and get it. Let's spawn my stay there and just kind of chuck it around. I saw this weird neutral creep. Wait, that isn't neutral creep. That's Tiny. Yeah. I'm just getting a little bit of XP, a little bit of gold, placing down some walls, because, you know, I've been kind of... Usually I'd be moving around at this point. I don't know who actually stacked this. This might be an accident. We got some Russian speak in the chat. They're very nice people. I love Russian people. They're always the nicest people. And I've been stuck down this bot this whole time. I've been wanting to leave to go jungle and then ward. So after that fight, it was a nice pressure off my shoulders, because I'm like, oh great, I don't have to worry about bot anymore. Bot's already fucked now. We already died. I can go place wards. I can go get my creeps, and now I'm ready to kill mid tower. Oh, okay, mid tower's dead. Like, usually I want active participation in all T1 towers falling. But the enemy team kind of, I don't know what they did. They fielded everyone bot and they lost that momentum from that. I was late on that Hand of God. I should have Hand of God first and then Penitence, but yeah, I keep forgetting that Sniper is actually very squishy. Like, I have more HP than the Sniper. I guess it's because I have the Bell of Strength, to be honest. Yeah, they like didn't really use the momentum from the bot part, and I was expecting them to kill bot, steal this tower, and then field back into the lanes, but they kind of killed everyone bot and then just didn't do anything. So everyone else just wandered mid and we killed mid tower before I was even able to get my creeps. Like, Jen's a pretty good tempo character. Like, once I get my creeps, these essentially fill in for item slots. Like, oh, you guys are still farming so you can get your Glimmer Cape and like whatever, and this guy's trying to get his whatever, his Radiance. I just went to the jungle and now I've got like 4 extra items. Here are my creeps. I've got like a damage item, I've got a stun item, and I've got a health regen item. Nice. So everyone's kind of doing things. I don't know. I wasn't on the same page with everyone here. Klombe does Klombe things where he just goes where he pleases, and then the fights tend to arrive there. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna secure the Wisdom Rune because I don't want it to be stolen. I'm gonna mismicro my creeps a couple times to push out top while no one else is here. I'm gonna stack a camp so that if needed I can come back and get all the creeps I need. I found a bird creep here, the Wild Wing Ripper, which I really like. I think what I wanted to do here is send my creeps bot. I don't know why I pulled them back here. I should have just sent them bot so I can then go help out because I anticipated a fight would be down here. But I think my brain kind of got like short-circuited for a sec because I'm like, send all my creeps to the portal. Wait, no, there's still a creep in this camp here. I need to get all my creeps from here to there, so I brought all my creeps back and then went to, yeah, anyway. Weird brain stuff. So I got my drum, I got my Bassie and my boots. I think I get mech and then like arcane boots. I think arcane boot, yeah. That's another thing is like I was gonna send my creeps through and then I'll go through and then we'll go like take bot T1 tower because that's the next T1 we can get. And then once all the T1 towers are gone, like can't draw on the map in spectator mode. That's cringe. Basically, the line from the T2 towers are like, is ours. That's our side of the area. We're just gonna cut up the map. But I was also waiting for my choreo, which had my like arcane boots and wards and stuff. So this is just a bit of me sitting around being like, all right, I'm gonna pre-ward Tormentor. I'm going to just move the creeps around a bit, set up my creeps here, so if a fight starts, my creeps are there to do a buff. It's like, you know, bot has still got their T1 tower. Surely they're gonna go and field people to defend it. No, we're fighting mid. So I TV mid, I get Hand of God. It doesn't really help in that regard. They have a lot of team fight, like, ultimates and stuff that can do really well here. But we also have Guru, who is a king, and will just destroy them on sniper. So even though we lost our carry and they used a lot of stuff, we are still able to... I mean, they basically lost a lot of their zoning power. The ultimates have been used, now we can walk in. I get a cool little combo there. I throw down my centaur stun on the Slardar. Who needs an offlaner to play front to back and like frontline for us? I can just like use Centaur Warrunner, the hero from Dota 2, using Holy Persuasion, and we'll just sit here and slowly push this tower. I am signaling to my teammates, maybe we should back off at this point. I'm gonna pop drum so we can run away. Usually I do a drum plus Kobold Cup for the speed boost, my beloved, but I didn't get lucky and instead I got Sister Shroud, which is still a good item, but Kobold Cup is my favorite. And signaling, hey, we should back out here, maybe get bot tower. It's like once we get that, we can pretty much like go into their triangle and whatever whenever we want. But I think we're also waiting for Columbe, who is pushing top because he has his ultimate where he can just join the fight at any given time. Whenever I'm playing with friends in this, I'm usually playing like IGL, Shockcaller, whatever you want to call it, where I don't necessarily know the best thing to do, but everyone else I play with is usually silent when they play Dota, so I end up defaulting to being like a Shockcaller, even though I would prefer not to. So I was kind of just being like, hey, we should pressure mid tower, and then if they are fielding there, we should push bot tower and stuff, but fights just kept happening, people kept walking into places. I generally err on the side of playing safe and just staying back because, I mean, I don't want to be the first one initiating on this fucking hero. So I stay back. I'm pushing out this wave so I can get this tower. If they're making a bunch of noise somewhere, that's fine. I can take the tower on my own. I've got drum, I've got a bunch of creeps and stuff. So I'm just here to zone a bit. I get a cool combo here where I use the Wild Wing Ripper's Hurricane. It's basically like a vector target force staff to drag them towards the center and get a stun. I think if I had someone with me, we would have been able to kill him, but it was still cool. It was very flashy.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Combe going in, going for the setup, backs up, sets up the vision for the sniper ultimate. Oh, it's beautiful. Chef's kiss. Ah, nice. Setting up my creeps here for vision while we cap this area and set up some wards. Here we spot our little Grimstroke, maybe we can go on him. and I ended up like parking my creeps here for a bit as we set up to get bot T1 finally, after I've been signaling to go for it for a while. I also kept my creeps nearby here because I had a funny idea. This idea didn't manifest, but I feel like it would be funny if it worked out. So as we know, the Wild Wing Ripper can basically force movement someone in a certain distance. I was wanting to keep my guy close enough so if the Grimstroke was like, alright, they're gone, and came to ward again, I could cliff him up here, and then we could beat him up while he's like cliffed up there. Maybe I could centaur stun from down here if he tries to TP. But I don't think he goes up to that point again, sadly. But that was my plan. That's an idea for you Chen players, you two Chen players out there watching this. Like, put a Hurricane, the Wild Wing Ripper creep nearby, like a cliff, and just cliff someone in the early game. It'd be really funny. So Viper goes in, even though like we're kind of split, which it happens, you know. They're like the one player I think that isn't in our like Discord call, like they're a random, so it happens. No shade to them. Yeah, we're pushing. We got bot T1 tower. I'm like hitting the tower with my creeps here. Mainly just because I want to get new creeps, honestly. So I'm like, I'm fine with sacrificing these. I also like learned this again recently. I think I learned it a while ago, but like I haven't used it because I've been mostly playing with my creeps defensively of auras. But as I've been using my creeps more aggressively, like sending the converts down the lane and stuff, I learned that when you do the self-target divine favor to like rapture all your creeps back to you, it also applies the plus 20 armor and 20% healing amplification to all your creeps. So what I've been doing is whenever I push a tower with my creeps, I'll like self-target so they all get the plus 10 armor. That way if they what's it called, if they use Glyph of Fortification and it like multi-shots all the creeps, they're all getting like reduced damage out, like taken. Here I think I nearly killed it and backed off, so that was an opportunity they could have like denied the tower there. They didn't commit. Yeah, now we're just like, alright, we killed all the towers except top tower. Now maybe we can set up for like Roshan, choke them out, go for all their jungle. Maybe you get like Tormentor. Wisdom's also coming up, so we might want to stay bot some more, steal their wisdom. I think no, okay, we can like do Tormy because it's now spawned. Tormy time. That's why I preset those wards a bit ago. Because these like, I don't know the competency of these people, but they drafted weird, but their draft still has like an impact in terms of they have a lot of early game like teamfight ultimates. So I was like, these guys are gonna play tempo, they're gonna use their ultimates, they're gonna death ball rush, kill us, and then take objectives and like chain that. So we have to match their tempo and like destroy all their towers, because we've got Viper and Viper Sniper who can like siege towers if I pop my drum. I'm really good at pushing towers. We got Spectre who can be anywhere and then show up to any team fight. We got the global presence of Arcane Aura and the global presence of Hand of God. So we have the potential to like take objectives like really well. And so far we're like outdoing them in the macro, which is nice. I'm also getting some new creeps. I got another Mana Aura creep, just because like it's a bit of luck of like what creeps you get. I'm like, oh come on, I love the Wild Wing Ripper. I would love if they made a convert for the Wild Wing Ripper so I could always have it in my lineup. I would take it over the Satyr personally, just because I really like the Armor Aura plus having this like force staff that you can use on enemies. But like I always want to get one, but then I see a second camp after already having one. I'm like, come on, really? Give me like a Centaur camp or a Wolf camp or a Dark Troll Summoner camp. So there's a bit of gambling of like what creeps you end up getting. I didn't really want an Ogre Frost Mage because they're dealing mostly magical damage at this point in the game. So I kind of more wanted a Centaur Claw. So again, another Satyr camp. So I'm just like, okay, just get what you get. I do like the Ogre Frost Mage because like, if you give it like a separate control group, like I have mine down to like F2, as I'm walking by I can just apply a buff to my teammates as they go by, and then they get like extra armor, and then if someone attacks them they get a move and attack slow, which is nice. especially for like a Slardar, like jump in and start hitting someone if they start getting like an attack and move slow and doing less damage. That's quite nice. So this is the slow boring part where not much is happening. I'm setting up vision. I'm saying, okay, we should go do Tormentor. We should maybe set up for Roshan. What are people's hiding timings? Blah, 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 blah. I'm yapping. People have already tuned me out. They're like, has Hammock said anything? I'm like, oh shit, he's muted. Oh, that might have been, yeah, that explains a couple of things. And like, I'm just like trying to get a little bit of farm whenever I can, catching a wave without getting in the way of my carries so that I can pick up like the nice aura items. I love collecting the aura items, especially since no one usually builds them unless they're playing like a Tide Hunter or an Underlord or something like that. So like I'll pick up like a drum and then a mech, and now I'm building a pipe right now. Just some like save items, and then like after that I can get Greaves, I can get my shard, and then possibly a Crimson Guard if we need it. I'm suggesting like, hey, the Clockwork's got the chainmail facet. So if we get to look at this item queue, by the way, this item queue is diabolical. The fucking blade mail into 6 chainmails. I feel like he should have gone blade mail first. Like waiting for the radiance and then blade mail is like that seems strange to me. Like especially since I think he got it because how are you gonna farm as like a Clockwork really? I think he needed like maybe a Mask of Madness into blade mail type situation. Like there's gotta be like I don't think you get Radiance as your farming item. I think you get Radiance as your fighting item. Like if your farming item is like 4,000 gold, like how are you funding that with your non-existing farm? This was a choice by the Clockwork here. He could have definitely gone like Spirit Vessel, like Blade Mail, and just gotten his money from actually like putting on the pressure, but thankfully due to his lack of pressure, all his towers are gonna fall down very quickly. So we're setting up here for this top tower here. I was looking to get like one of the frog camps from this river, because one of the cool things is like if I can get vision of a frog camp. It's not gonna let me do that, is it? Wait, free camera. Does it let me click on the creeps? No, it doesn't. So the frog camps basically have an aura that gives, I see, this is another funny thing. Whenever I'm moving myself around just to save inputs, so I'm not like group select me, I'll just select all my units that I'm not currently microing and right click to follow me. And then the downside to that is if I walk in trees like this, I creep block myself, and I'm like, oh well, okay, I'm just stuck here. This is funny. But the frog camp, we'll talk about it after this. Fight starts, pop Hand of God, got drum. Don't even really use mech. I was waiting until someone got low so I could like pop Divine Favor and then mech. Divine Favor first means they get 20% heal amp. So the Hand of God and the mech do a little bit more. We kill all of them, and we're gonna get this tower. I Divine Favor myself here to apply the armor to all my creeps so they can tank the Glyph of Warding a bit better. And we try to get this. I got the Kobold for like the move speed so we can run around a bit better, which is nice. Especially since a lot of like move speed is like, oh no, it is percentage. I thought it was, yeah, no, like the swiftness thing is flat, and then like the arcane boots is like flat, but then the aura like bonus is percentage, and the kobold thing is also percentage. So like if someone is like going boots of travel or something and they've got like a high amount of base speed, then the kobold gives them more on top of that. So like the speed is always pretty nice to give to someone. It basically feels like everyone gets an extra win lace essentially, which helps a lot, especially if you're against someone like a Slardar or a Clockwork, where you need to tiptoe around them a bit. You know, unless you're playing Columbia, in which you see the first opportunity to fountain dive and you would take it. You just load into the game, you attack, move the enemy fountain, and hope for the best. The frog camp thing that I was going to talk about before things happened, basically, if the frog creep with the aura stands in water, like river water, it buffs creatures within its radius to do more damage. So I was thinking whenever we're in the situation where we're either pushing like this tower for like dire T2 safe lane or Radiant T2 safe lane, there's these rivers here that if you, or the mid T1s, you can park the fucking, I hate the override camera thing in this situation, like fucking free camera. This here, if you park the creep like here, or like here at the bottom of the stairs, or like here at the bottom of the stairs, maybe you could also do it up here. I haven't really tested up here. Maybe this up here would work if you want to do something stealthily. Any creeps inside the aura, any like units inside the aura get that bonus damage, so it's really nice for pushing towers. If you can grab one of the creeps, park it here, people then stand up on the top of the staircase when they're shooting the tower. Or in this example, you can actually see the tower, the creep would be here, everyone would be kind of standing here hitting the tower, and then you do a little bit more. And it's basically like a budget Alpha Wolf in terms of a damage boost for while you're hitting a tower, which is a neat little factoid to learn about. And this is also a fun part. I want to see what happened here because the Grimstroke hit my Tormentor, my Sated Tormentor, not this Tormentor, but this Tormentor, with his ultimate, and I want to see, is that him targeting Columbe Spectre and it going to the creep because it's a hero creep? Or did he specifically target the Tormentor? Because Soulbind targets an enemy hero and it's nearest allied hero within bind radius. So like, I think because the convert is a hero creep now, it counted for Soulbind, which is really cool. I didn't know that. That's funny. Okay, let me see. Like, player view. Yeah, he clicks on Spectre, and instead of it going to the CM who is like right nearby, it goes to the convert, which is closer, and it counts as a hero creep. So it tanks the Soulbind instead of it hitting the CM, which would have been kind of bad. That's funny. That's cool. That's a new thing. I actually learned a new thing today. And yeah, it's like Finger of Death, it's I get fucking obliterated before I can even use Hand of God, sadly. I got to pop my shit though, at least. And we get the racks. They all die in exchange for me. It's kind of worth, I guess. This was my master plan. You kill me, and I kill you. Ha 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 ha. And yeah, this is basically the game is over at this point. Like, we kill their racks, we kill them, we get this racks, we get this racks, and basically they give up at this point. But yeah, this is a Dota game where I played Chen, and I feel like this was somewhat interesting, even though it was a bit of a stump. I think I'll do another one of these a bit later that is where we lose, or it's a bit of like a tougher game. But I just wanted to do this, man, just because I wanted something to talk about in relation to Dota, and I haven't done one of these in a while. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and then I'll go do another one later at some point. Or not. Or I'll just be sad. Bye.